Hey skaters, this is Amelia over at Get Your Bearings Skate Shop, and we're here to talk to you today about wheels. I know when you're purchasing a new set of wheels, there's a lot of numbers floating around and it can all get a little bit confusing. So we're here with a series about wheels to help you kind of demystify all those numbers and pick out the right set of wheels for you. And our first series is going to be about wheel durometer, or AKA wheel hardness. And when you're shopping for wheels, you might see a number that's followed by the letter A. And that's going to be your wheel hardness. You might see 78A or 95A. And again, that just refers to your wheel hardness. So the lower that number, the softer, the squishier, the grippier, the more shock absorbent your wheel is. And if you go up the scale, typically at roller skate wheels, we cap out at about 103. That's going to be a much harder wheel. You're going to get a lot less grip. It's going to be less shock absorbent. It's going to be a little bit of a faster roll for you. And of course, you have wheels that kind of fall everywhere in between. You can see there's a lot of wheel options when you're shopping. So typically, at the low end of that scale, at about a 78A, they're going to be marketed as an outdoor wheel. Think like an Atom Pulse or maybe a Moxie Gummy. A lot of your skates will be coming with outdoor wheels. This is going to be a very soft, very shock absorbent wheel for your ride outside. It's going to make it very smooth. It acts much like a suspension on your car. It's going to make all that rolling over the debris, maybe some cracks and bumps, a very nice smooth ride for you. Again, very grippy, very shock absorbent. Now, if you were to ride an indoor wheel, which is much harder outside, you're going to feel everything, right? It's going to be very like teeth chattering experience, right? And it will also destroy your indoor wheels. So again, if you're riding outside, stick to something on the low end of the scale, maybe a 78, maybe an 80 or so. And then of course, on the other end of the spectrum, these are the Radar Varsity Pluses by Rydell. These cap out at 101A. So again, very hard, not a lot of grip there. But of course, if you're looking to do some artistic moves, right, you maybe don't want a lot of grip. You want something a little faster, right? And since we're rolling on an indoor rink with these, we don't have to worry about the shock absorbency, because ideally, that rink is very smooth. And of course, you have some wheels that fall in between these two extremes, because of course, most of us won't really skate on either end of the extreme. So of course, there's also a class of wheels that are kind of marketed as a hybrid series. These are kind of around an 84, 85A end of the scale. So we have some fan favorites. There's the luminous wheels. They're fun, they do light up. They're an 85. And some classics, like the Atom Poison series. And these are marketed sort of, you can use them both indoors and you can use them both outdoors. They are soft enough to get away with some outdoor skating, and they're also hard enough to ride inside. But of course, you're gaining a lot of convenience there. You might not necessarily have to swap out your wheels when you switch from outdoor to indoor, but depending on your skate preferences, you might also, might not be giving you exactly what you want in either place. So just something to think about. They are very convenient, but if you're very specific about how your wheel feels, might not be the option for you. And then of course you have wheels everywhere in between for indoor skating. You have like 88As, maybe a 95A. And of course that all comes down a lot to preference and also the kind of rink you're skating at, because not all rinks are created equal. You might have a rink that is very sticky and you might have to opt for a harder wheel. You might have a rink that's really slick, maybe it's got some dust on it. You might have to drop in hardness a little bit. So one hardness that works for you at one indoor rink might not work for you at all of them. So you might have to play around a little bit with what you like. I have found out that I like my Radar Presto 93s just about anywhere, but of course that's just my personal preference, and everyone's always a little bit different. And of course, that's the wheel durometers for you. There's some other factors we're going to be getting into later, like wheel diameter and wheel width, but we wanted to kind of start you off with your hardness basics. Thanks and happy skating.